How you doing, YouTube family? Today is Tuesday, August 6th, 2024. And it's your man, Big D, and I'm back with another one. Before I go in, I want to just thank all of you good folks that have continued to rock with my son and I. We appreciate the fact that you take the time out of your busy lives to go over to his channel, Illuminated D, to consume that good old-fashioned content. We also appreciate those of you that have sought a value into subscribing to his channel, Illuminated D. We definitely appreciate that. You know, family, I think somebody can really benefit from this. Today, as I was going to, just going about my, my day, my life, I thought about a parable in the Bible, right? And I'm pretty sure you all have heard it. And it went like this: the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. What does that mean? Well, before I give you my humble opinion on it, I want to preface it first by setting the stage. Look at what's going on in society. Look at the economy. Look at the political arena. And you have the Republicans on one side, you have the Democrats on the other, and you have those people that's kind of like in the middle. You still have deletions going on at the hand of law enforcement and also at the hand of another person. No matter how it happens, it shouldn't be happening. It seems that we are now in a society where people are judged based on what they're driving, how much money they have in the bank, how big their house is. And those poor folks, for whatever the reason, life took them down the path that brought them to a place where they can't afford to sleep in a house, apartment. They can't afford anything. They have to live in a tent. And I find that it seems like you have a society of the have and the have-nots. So it would appear that the haves, and I'm not saying all, and I'll explain why I'm not saying all, but there are those of us that are elites in society and in our individual communities, whether it be African American, whether it be the Caucasian community, whether it be the Hispanic, Asian, and what have you. Every community have the elites. Every community have the people that's midway, the people that's doing fairly decent, and then you have the people that are deemed to be society's worst. But here's the thing. The day is going to come where those people who you deem the worst of society, the ones that didn't have anything to offer, but whatever brought you to the conclusion that you chose to judge somebody that you do not know their life and their circumstances, whatever it was that brought you to the godlike mentality that you can judge people and that you, for whatever the reason, think you have a heaven or hell to put somebody in. But you judge these people because they may not have the same status that you have. They may not have the same big house, the same fat bank account, the exotic car, or what have you. But there may come a time that those very same people that you scoffed at and you look down your nose at, you might need them. Hence, the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. There's going to come a time that it don't matter how much money you got, what your status is, what you're driving, how big your house is. There's going to come a time that you're going to wish you kept that regular dude because you outgrew him, because he didn't make six figures, he wasn't 6 foot, and he didn't have a six pack. Or I can do better than him. He dusty. He regular. But yet and still, this is the man who goes to work. He's very predictable. He's not gonna miss no days from work unless he's really sick. And even then, he'll still go to work. But for whatever the reason, that guy was last in your book. But there's gonna come a time real soon that guy that was last, he is going to be first. And I feel for you ladies that have to hope and just hope that the men that you scoffed at, you look down your nose at, there's going to come a time, it don't matter how much education you have, how much money you have, and how much status you think that you have. You're going to depend on those regular guys. You're going to have to depend on those regular guys. You see, sometimes it's got to be more than an emotion. It's got to be more than this roller coaster ride, this dopamine rush. It's got to be more than that, right? And because this man is regular, because he ain't popping you upside your head, calling you out your name, disrespecting you, and may not be laying the pipe like you may think it need to be laid. But at the end of the day, all of those things are feelings and emotions. Because when the rubber hit the road, the man that you thought that was last in your book, I promise you today, he is going to be first. Gentlemen, you know, we sometimes don't take accountability. And lots of times, you know, we all know the difference between right and wrong, right? We know that, you know what? If she's solid and she doing what she's supposed to be doing, sometimes we gotta show her some grace, right? Because I know you think, well, you know what? I'm at a good place. I can replace him, right? But I'm telling you, gentlemen, if you got you a solid one that you think is last, but you think you're going to go out there in them streets and find you a Miss First, they're going to be the ones that's going to take you through it. They're going to be the ones that's going to be plotting on how to get your money. They're going to be the ones that you're going to always have to wonder what she up to when she go missing. But when you had you a decent one at the crib, she wasn't good enough for whatever the reason. Now, I'm not saying that you should be okay with the masculinity, the lack of femininity, the lack of cooperation. I'm not saying that. But gentlemen, sometimes we can get greedy. Sometimes we can have all of that, but maybe she ain't checking all your boxes. She ain't checking all the boxes. But gentlemen, think about it. Nobody really checks all the boxes. And if she does, that means that she a straight 10. You know, she a Rihanna. She a Kelly Rowland. And let me tell you something. Sometimes them 10s, them 9s, 8s, hell, even nowadays, them 5s, in their mind, they think that they are of a higher value than what they really are. But that's not what this is about. What it's about is that we as a country better get it together, because there may come a time in the near future that we may have to rely on them very same men, or those very same people in society, whether they be men or women, that we deem that was subpar, the last. And for those of you that are in a good place financially, don't forget where you came from. I'm not saying that you should be taken advantage of and just give your money away, but always remember there are worthy causes to donate to, if you got it, because we in such trying times that a lot of people just don't have it. But we at a place where we need to understand that everybody, whether you super rich, wealthy, barely making it, or very, very poor, we are all of the same species, right? Mankind, humans. And we don't want to we don't want to forget that, because the minute that we do, and the minute that we forget where we came from, we don't want to be tested by some catastrophic event that makes us question, was it really all worth it? Remember, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Never forget where you came from. Never forget where you came from. Those of you that work hard to get here, yes, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. But never forget what it took you to get there. And if you can help pull somebody up along the way, do that. Sometimes all it takes is just some kind words, some words of wisdom. Sometimes it takes just listening. But YouTube family, I tell you, we got to get it together, because I don't know if things are gonna ever get back to where they once was. I don't know if America is ever gonna be the super prowess, dominant force that she once was. And you know, it's terrible that it's coming down to this. Every day is a win, because you don't know if that very same day is going to be your last day. Whether it happened by accident on the road, you in the wrong place at the wrong time, or maybe, or just maybe, the scale that I always tell y'all about, that the average citizen don't understand, how we teeter-totter on war every day. And all it takes is for, you know, a few people to be idiots, and the whole world will be set on fire. All I can say is this: when you know better, you got to do better. And always remember this, most of all, those that are last know that your time is going to come. Your cream always rises to the surface. And those of you that are first, and if the shoe don't fit, don't put it on. But if it do fit, you slide them Nikes on and go give me some laps. So if the shoe fit, wear it. And get to getting it. Give me some laps. If you one of those ones that are first now, you think that it ain't never going in, let me tell you something about being first, being wealthy. See, money has a way of making you soft. Money has a way of making you soft. Because I guarantee you, in these countries like Russia, North Korea, China, all the luxuries that we have been spoiled to have in this country, they ain't getting it over there. And I guarantee you, if any one of them countries invade our country with how these new men that we have running around here, I don't see how we gonna make it. Some of us, old dudes, and have been in the military, may have some type of law enforcement background. Might can hold them off, but there's only so many of us. YouTube family, all I can tell you is this: always be more tomorrow than you were yesterday.